Yo, 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 what up, world? It's your boy JVaz, and you're watching the JVaz Show. Hey, we got a dope-ass episode for you guys today. It's a little bit different, man, but if you feel what we're doing, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a comment, let us know what you like, what you don't like, who you would like for us to have on here next. But hey, man, this new guest, he's a returning guest. We've had him before on the JVaz Show. This episode, though, we're going to show you some of his work. He's a tattoo artist in Stafford, Texas. We're going to show you some of his work. He's going to be doing a tattoo for us while we're doing the interview. So that's going to be kind of dope, I think. And then we're going to talk about his addiction, man. He was dealing with cocaine addiction, with drug addiction, period. And we're going to talk about that, how he was able to snap out of that, how tattooing is a mental getaway, and his thought about other tattoo artists on the come up. And then also we're going to talk about a Houston artist that he asked so many times, let me tattoo you, bro, until this dude told him, fuck off. Hey, make sure you guys stay tuned. Once again, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm JVaz, and you're watching the JVaz Show, baby. Let's go. You said you're tracing right now?
Yes, sir. Tracing out the picture. This is like the skeleton that I need, to get the job done. My guideline.
How long you been doing? How long you been tattooing for?
I started when I was 17, man. I'm 37 years old right now. I would say over 20 years. Yeah.
Years. And whenever you started, where did you know? When you first got started, where were you tattooing from?
I was tattooing out of Addicted to Ink on Hillcroft. There used to be a club right there called Coco Loco.
Yeah.
And we were actually right next door. We were neighbors. Yeah.
Coco Loco, man.
Mm-hmm.
I know when I first met you, you were tattooing out of your house. How long you been at this shop?
This shop I've had for 3 years.
3 years, nice.
Yes, sir. Yeah, 3 years. It's crazy because a lot of people, they thought that that's where I started.
Yeah.
Little did they know I had a shop in Southeast, and I started off on Hillcroft, like I said. So there's a lot more history to me than just out of the garage. So I feel like a lot of these younger guys that see me, I was more like an inspiration to them.
Yeah.
Because everybody nowadays, that I used to tattoo out of my garage, now they trying to be tattoo artists, and they tattooing out of their home.
Do you feel like, for example, with as far as music goes, sometimes artists, when I was an artist, I felt like those people that would record from their home and wouldn't necessarily take the craft as serious as I did, were kind of watering down the industry.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that, about, the younger generation of tattoo artists coming out and just kind of not having their own shop and tattooing out of the garage? And
I mean, in a way, see, I don't want to sound like I'm hating, because, like I said, a lot of these guys, I was an inspiration to them, I feel, because, they saw me doing my thing out of the garage, and so they, I guess, assumed that this was an easy job, and, it's easy to get into. There's so much things that you can reach out and grab in Houston, like supply stores. Very easy to get. You don't have to have a license to get it in Houston, which I think they need to change. So they, took it upon themselves to try to hustle like I am, man. Which,
yeah,
in a way, I feel good, but then in a way, I don't, because it's like this younger generation, they don't feel like the art is worth it. So they want to come and they want to spend $100 on something that's going to take me like 2-3 hours, and it's disrespectful to me.
Yeah.
And they're fucking saturating the game so much, man, with this, with these cheap prices and these artists that don't know what they're doing. These guys don't care about the art, man. They just care about getting ink.
Yeah.
And the price. So, that's just my opinion on what's going down on all this, man. It's kind of messing up the game for the real artists, Not saying like I'm not like again I'm not. I don't want to come off like if I'm hating, but I just feel like you know these guys need to respect the game, man. As far as pricing and as far as tattooing people, because there's a lot that goes into this, man. It's not just breaking the needle open and putting a stencil on somebody and tattooing it into the skin. I mean, because I get calls almost every other day, man, of people calling me saying, "Hey, man, I fucked up. I went to a different artist. I went to a different shop, and they messed me up. What do I do? Like, why are you calling me? I didn't do the tattoo."
Yeah.
But these guys don't have no info, no insight on what they're doing, so it's like they don't know what to tell them. So they come running to me, and I'm like, what the fuck is that,
Yeah.
It's like a slap in the face, man, Now I gotta fix their fucker. But, hey, it is what it is, man.
So, you say you started tattooing at a young age. What was it that sparked that interest in tattooing? Because, I feel like nowadays everybody want to be a rapper, everybody want to be a content creator. And, being a tattoo artist is being an artist, in its own way, obviously, because, I see some of your work that you have up here at the front, and that shit's pretty dope, man. For somebody that don't have any tattoos, I'm like, this shit's pretty fucking dope.
Yeah.
But what was it that sparked that interest to you?
Well, I fell on this by accident. I actually met a guy in football. Shout out to Francisco Diaz, man. One of my, partners in crime. He kept talking about his uncle owned a shop, and he was this OG from LA, and crazy dude. And I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying. But I used to do in school. I used to draw people, and I used to do painting, so I was really good at art already. So when he told me that his uncle had a tattoo shop, I was like, man, shit, I would like to go with y'all when y'all go after school. And I started going there, every other day, chilling there on the weekends. I met his aunt named Angie. And I noticed that she was always there, constantly there. She would work, but she would be there when we got off, from school and shit. And just being around the environment, man. I'm an artist, so it pulled me in.
Yeah.
And she seen me drawing, and she was like, dude, you got a lot of talent. Like, I'm not even playing. Like, I believe in you so much that if I buy you some equipment, would you like to try and do a tattoo? And then let's just see where you go from there. And I told her, yeah, that's cool, man. I mean, shit, I'm down for whatever, So she did. And, I did my first tattoo on her brother on his back. And the tattoo came out good. It came out good. Everything was straight. It just didn't stick well when it healed. The artists there, they talked me through it and walked me through the whole process, how to set up, how far to stick the needle. But again, that was just a piece of it, man. But that's what sparked my interest in it, man. Yeah.
So by accident. Before we get into deeper conversation, man, because I got a lot of questions for you. Can you walk us through what's going on right now? What are you doing? And the detail behind this looks crazy just looking at it. So I can't wait to see you, getting the needle working. But what exactly is it? You just call it tracing, and this is the first step before getting the tattoo going?
Yeah. So what it is I'm transferring the image on a thermal paper, and the thermal paper is picking it up. So that way when I do finish, it has that blue ink from the paper on it.
Okay.
And that'll transfer it. Now there's many ways of transferring the image onto skin. My little trick that I use is personal lubrication, man. Astro guys. So you gotta think about it, man. When I go to the store to buy this shit, they motherfuckers at the cash register like, oh goddamn,
It's going down.
what you doing with that, man? Because I don't just buy one, I get a lot.
Yeah.
Now I got smart with it. I order it off of Amazon.
Oh,
It
okay.
comes in the bundle.
You're gonna show face now.
Right. But yeah, I've transferred on the skin with that stuff. There's many ways of doing it. You can actually also do it the old school way with Speed Stick and Green Soap, which is one of our soaps that we use to wipe the skin down. So you mix this with water, and that allows you to clean the area while you're tattooing.
And this is going to be a piece you're about to do here on a customer. It's going on their forearm, you said.
Yes.
Cool. So when we get right back, we're going to jump into the tattoo itself, and we'll get this interview going, man. So we were talking about you've been sober the last 9 months. First of all, I want to say congrats, bro, because that's good. You know, we've known each other for a while now. I know the incident that happened before. And to see you, you know, still here, that's dope as fuck. But let's talk about this addiction, man, and how you were able to overcome and still be here with us today.
Yeah. Well, one of the big things was that I just got fed up. That was like the first step. It was just like, man, I'm tired, man. You know, I was in here. I was locked up in here doing fucking coke, drinking liquor, peeing in a fucking one of these gallons of waters because I didn't want to go outside to use the restroom. It was just bad, just all around bad. Just being locked up in here, thinking about suicide. Wife telling me she's gonna leave. That's it. She's done. You know. Blocking me on the phone and just all around just tearing me up, man. And it really didn't even matter to me. Like hearing her say that, blocking me on the phone, like it just caused me to get more.
Yeah.
You know, it was just a downward spiral, dude.
What made it get to that?
I don't know, man. Addiction is crazy. You know, when I used to sell when I was younger, when I was with that gang, we sold a lot, but we also did a lot too. Because we wouldn't make just money off of selling drugs. We was making money doing other stuff like those car crashes I was doing.
Yeah.
So, you know, that addiction started very young, man. I was 17 years old doing cocaine, man. But it's just like an itch, dude. Like you just, like it's almost like my body wanted it. And I would make a lot of excuses. The thing was like, man, I freaking worked all week, and so I need a reward. Or we got into a fight. I got into a fight with my wife. I need a reward. You know, when shit got bad, I needed a reward. You know what I'm saying? And those rewards were the messed up, locking myself in here, getting coke. You know, just overdoing it, man.
Yeah.
So bad to where I would drain our account. You know. I'd be asking for fronts, you know, and I was good for it because people knew, man, 50's a hustler. As soon as he comes back, after a couple of days, he's going to make that money in a day or two, and he's going to pay me back. He's good for it. So motherfuckers were giving me shit for funding me, you know? So very easy to get into just from me just thinking in my mind, that's what I need, you know?
Yeah.
To fix, you know, what could have been fixed a different way. You know, just constantly digging myself in a bigger hole, man. You know, so that's basically, you know, what I was trying to, you know, get rid of, man. And it was hard, like I said, but, you know, 9 months ago, which every 22nd of every new month is another month. So I'm almost at 10 months already, because we're already in January. We're January 7th. So, you know, I'm getting closer to being 10 months already, which time has been flying by.
Yeah.
But
let me ask you this: what was, in your opinion, your lowest point?
Oh shit, dude! I couldn't even say that. You know why? Because you would think my lowest point was when I had passed away, when I overdosed.
I remember that.
You would think that would have woke me up. But 6 months after that, dude, I fucking relapsed. Just from having a friend come over, and he wanted it and asked me to order it for him, and my dumb ass, here I go ordering it for him. You know, like that's not what I should have been doing, you know?
Yeah.
And I relapsed. Man. Just kept messing up, man, and just You know, like I said, this last time, it just really just got to me that day. That day I said I wanted to kill myself. And I was crying. I remember crying like a baby, man. And I called a bunch of people, and they talked to me. And then I had a guy come, one of my customers, and talked to me again here, bought me food, sat here all day. We watched movies and talked to me about how I should rethink my suicide and how people actually do care. I don't know that they care, but he's like, everyone cares, man. They don't want to see you dead. And that day when he left, I had a bottle of liquor, practically brand new. I went outside and I poured it off the balcony, and I started thinking, I need help. What do I do? So I started calling rehab centers. They kept telling me there's no bed available for you. Try again tomorrow. So I kept calling. I think I was here for like 3 or 4 days. And then I finally got let back into the house. And my wife was, basically just saying, well, what are you doing? She kept hearing me call the rehab center. And then I thought to myself, I said, you know what, man? This has already been 7 days. Let me look for another option, because it's obviously not working. Trying to get into a rehab center is hard. You would think that this shit would be available like right on spot. It's not.
Yeah.
Addiction is a big problem in America, man, and there's no help. If you want the help, you got to push forward and do it yourself. That's what I learned. And I remember a friend of ours got a DWI, and there's a place called Lamplighters. Shout out to Lamplighters, right down the street, right here on Murphy Road. I went in there. They came in with fucking open arms, listened to the meeting. After the meeting, all the men came up to me and gave me their numbers, asked me what I'm doing, and then they talked to me about the whole rehab thing. Basically, I didn't know I couldn't get into a rehab after it's been 7 days, and I haven't been using. These rehab centers will only take you if you're messed up. You have to be within those 7 days. You have to still have drugs in your system or alcohol in your system for them to take you, which is messed up to me. You know what I'm saying? So, yep.
So that time you overdosed. Can you talk to us about that time, man? Because it was fucked up, man. Like I said, at that time we were working on some stuff, and then I get a text, and then it's like, man, like 50 gone basically. You know what I mean? And then your wife posted pictures, and I was like, man, this fucked up, bro. Like, can you talk to us about that? What exactly went through as far as the stuff? By that I mean, what did you go through? Because I know that you said they found you in a field, right?
Yeah, they found me in my.
You were basically dead.
Mhm. Yeah. So I still remember this day vividly, man. I had been up for a couple days. My wife had heard me taking a shower, and she goes in there and she's like, "You're still awake." And my heart's beating like crazy then, because when my wife gets in my face, I get scared, especially because I know I'm fucked up and she knows I'm fucked up. And she's like, "You need to get out. You can't be here. Get out. I'm gonna call the cops on you." And she's on the phone, but she was acting like she was calling the cops. It was just crazy because I thought she was. So I got my shit on real quick. Fucking took off. Kept running back to the house, banging on the door. Kept running around the neighborhood, and I could hear sirens. I think it was just in my head, dude. But I was running around the neighborhood, back and forth. Mind you, it was fucking probably like 80, 90 degrees that day.
Yeah.
Jumping fences, and I had an 8-ball on me still. So I was hiding behind homes and bushes, still doing the shit.
Yeah.
I started to run again. It just was an ongoing run, hide, do it, run, hide, do it. Oh, they're coming, so I need to finish it. And then it got to that point where I was just like, I couldn't breathe. But I kept hearing sirens, and I kept saying help. I remember yelling help, and I was grabbing the grass. I remember clenching the ground because I couldn't breathe. I felt like somebody was sitting on me. And I was by our neighbor's house about 7 to 8 houses down. and that's when I kept hearing the sirens. And I just kind of flopped over and was just grabbing onto the ground, yelling for help. And I could hear the sirens, and that's when everything just went black. So the sirens were actually the ambulance. The neighbors called the ambulance on me because they said that I was running into the fence, running my body into the fence, and then I was yelling for help. So there was something obviously wrong with me.
Yeah.
They thought I was smoking that stuff or whatever that makes you hallucinate.
Yeah.
But I think that from the overheat and the drugs, it made me hallucinate. And that's where I passed away. Luckily, they got there in time to save me because you can only be dead for so long.
Yeah.
Until they can't bring you back.
How long were you in the hospital?
I was in the hospital for a month, which was the fastest recovery in their eyes, because they never seen someone come in that bad. In their eyes, I was dead. That there was no coming back, and if there was a miracle where I came back, I would be brain dead because my body had overheated so much, and I was so dehydrated that when you touched my skin, my wife said that my skin had a thick yellow film over it, and that was, I guess, from all the toxins coming out of my body.
Man.
Yeah, that was bad, man. Yeah, and I felt it when I woke up. I felt it, man. My body was hurting. So yeah, man, that's just how it went down.
What's the craziest cover-up you've done? Besides, like, an ex-girlfriend's name, obviously.
Craziest cover-up, man. Let me think about that one. Man, that was a good question right there. Whew, craziest cover-up, man. I don't know. I've done so many, man, but it's always been names. Never been a face. That's one thing I've never covered of an ex. Man, yeah, it's just been names, man. Oh, there was one time where I covered up a dick.
Covered up a what?
Yeah, so I guess the guy got drunk one night and someone tattooed a dick on him, and so he came to the shop and I covered it up for him, dog. It was just the outline. It was like a cartoonish, imprint of a penis on him and shit. Yeah, man, that was a long time ago. Yeah.
Let me ask you this, 50, for an artist, like we were talking about earlier, writing music is kind of like a mental getaway.
Mm-hmm.
Does that apply the same thing with tattooing people?
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. I've said this many times. I love to tattoo. I love tattooing, man. But sometimes I do overwork myself, and to where I feel like I overdo it and it becomes an actual job. Like lately I've been overbooked. I get into that mode, man, where I get into like hustle mode, and I just start saying yeah to everything. Come on. I need to learn how to work at a pace that I can still have that artistic mind, because I get cluttered. I get cluttered with everybody's different designs, everybody's different ideas. I got people flying in from out of town and they want a certain way of me doing their tattoos. So it's like trying to please everyone the way they want their art done, and still manage to be a sober and a father and a husband, to people, to my surroundings, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a lot.
Besides tattooing, what's your other getaway?
Riding motorcycles, man. I love riding bikes. It's something that I enjoy, man. It's just, you feel free, dog, because it's like, there's nothing but you in the road, man. Any false move, any wrong turn, anybody can turn into you, man, and that's it. You're gonna hit, and you're gonna hit hard. I have a friend of mine that lets me ride his R6, so I'm on the freeway doing 180, man, and it's just living, man. It's like, like I was explaining earlier, like, you gotta understand, man, like somebody like me that had a really bad cocaine addiction, to where I would lock myself up in the shop and just fucking get messed up, dude. The lights off, not even going to the restroom, using it inside here was bad, man. And then now you got me wanting to be sober, and then I go get a motorcycle license and buy a bike, and now I'm freaking hauling ass down the freeway, and it's like, damn, like this is how life is, man. This is what I'm missing out on, you know? I'm missing out on a whole adventure, man. And so, you know, riding motorcycles is my other outlet. It's like a whole new addiction.
Yeah. A dangerous one too.
Right. Yeah, man. It's like, you know what, man? I'm always living my life on the edge, man. I noticed that. It's like I look for that. I yearn for that edge, you know? So, you know, it's just the way I am, man.
I know you've done some work for some football players and whatnot. I think last year how you did so, the year before for one of the guys that played for the Rams. I believe you had told me.
Christian, we call him Booby. I think he was number 34. Yeah, he's no longer with the NFL now. He this year he retired.
Sorry?
Yeah, he retired this year. He's opening a couple businesses. He's actually out of town right now. I'm supposed to be doing a whole back piece on him. He loves to get those old time statue looking stuff. Yeah, so he has like a really badass picture of a god. And it's like it has a whole background to it. So he's doing that one when he comes back. He said he's coming back in February. So yeah, when he takes vacations, he takes vacations, but he takes business vacations too.
Yeah.
So he's doing business and he's taking the vacation. So which is very smart. He's a smart dude, man. Yeah.
Bro, you say you do music, huh?
Bro.
So you do music?
Yeah, I do music.
What's your artist name?
Gonna be next up.
What kind of music you working on?
So I'm trying to be like one of those like versatile rappers. So right now I got a song called Shower Thought, all platforms. So basically my goal with my music is like doing the crowd, build the lyrics and but I got some songs where you in a deep hole, you listen to it, and you know, once you get out of that, really. So yeah.
So what makes you get into doing music?
Well, at first it was just a hobby, honestly. I was in there like in the garage with the homies. I shot out Red 2 times. But other than that, it was just a hobby. And then, you know, I got a couple of feedback. They were like, hey, you got the voice for it. I was like, hey, I need to go get some TV and all that. I'm doing it,
So where can people find you on all platforms?
Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, whatever. Huh? YouTube, Pandora, all that.
What's your Instagram handle?
Should I handle?
Your at.
My hat? Oh, 8IG Pass Ride with a C. And my right name is Pass Ride with a K, and then it's always on his hand. So everybody knows about that bad career. Yeah, I got an album coming up. Right now the name of it is Modest Capital. Yeah, stay tuned for the drop.
50, you still involved in the music?
Eesh. When I say eesh, I mean eesh. I got so many people, man, that come at me and, you know, they ask me about their music and stuff, man. I think the tattooing business has a lot of people that, you know, I get encountered with that does and is involved with music. But no, man, answer to that, I tried to stay away from it. I mean, I kind of learned my lesson with the soul hustlers, man, and I mean, not to put them on blast or any kind of disrespect, but I mean, I lost a lot of time and I lost a lot of money with that situation. You know, so yeah, I don't really get involved with the music stuff anymore.
Cool. I see you got both of your sleeves done. How many tattoos you got overall, 50?
Oh damn! You know, I lost count on that shit, man.
Yeah.
You know how I count them now? I count them by by the sleeves or by the big portions of it. So now I would say I got 2 sleeves, so that's 2 tattoos. I got 2 of the legs, so that's 4 tats. And then I got my chest, stomach, that's 4 and 5, 6. And then both ribs, 7, 8, and then back. So 9. Oh, and I got my head tatted. So that's 10. Yeah, I got my whole head is completely tattooed underneath my hairline. So
Who do you go to get your tats?
man, I used to go to everybody, man. Everybody we had at the shop, man.
Anybody that's available.
Everybody that was at the shop, man. You know, it was I put a lot of work in when I was with the gang, so it pretty much was whenever I wanted and whoever was free. Yep. I get a tattoo whenever I wanted, man. They had to do it. Or else.
In your opinion, what makes a good tattoo artist?
Ooh, man, that's a good question too, man. A good tattoo artist. I feel like a good tattoo artist, one, has to be passionate about what he does and reliable. Like I said, I have people that call me from every fucking which way, man. And to tend to everybody's questions and take the time to read and go over what they want, you know, it takes a lot out of an artist. So you have to be reliable. Reliable, man. Yep.
Have you ever had an unhappy customer?
Oh, hell yeah.
And what was the reason?
A lot of my fuck-ups was when I was using.
Yeah?
Yeah, a lot of my fuck-ups was when I was using, man. You know, like I said, now that I'm sober, a lot of my work has came out way better. You know, no more misspelling names.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? I did that a lot. You know, I started to get smart with it. I'm like, you know, make sure they read it before I put it on their skin. I check it before I print it and before I put it on their skin. So it's like a double check, triple check kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, a lot of that was from me being just gone, man. Not in my right mind.
Got that motherfucker dripping. Blaze up on my ride. Know we gonna chop. 415s in the trunk, rocking up your block. Swinging down, blowing doors. Yeah, I thought I told you. Beating down the block like a no-limit soldier. Soy el mero mero pistolero bailarín. Ando por la
You talk about getting in the groove and getting focused and whatnot. What do you like to listen to when you're doing this?
One of my favorite artists to listen to is gonna be Slim Thug, man. Shout out to Slim Thug. You know, it's crazy, man, because I got a crazy story about, you know, Slim, man. You know, I don't know him very well like that, so probably where he'll be like, I don't even remember this dude, but Wano had introduced me to him, and there was a couple times where I kept trying to get him to get tatted, and I found myself asking him every time I saw him. Like every time I was in the same room with him, you know, I had a chance to talk to him and be like, hey man, you ever want to get tatted, man? You know, I got you, man, let's do it, you know? And I guess like I asked him too many times. So there was this one time, man, we was standing outside and I saw an opportunity, so I walked over, like, man, I was like, hey Slim, I'm like, dude, you want to get tatted, bro? Come on, man, let me tat you up. Like practically begging the dude. He fucking just came at me with this fucked up attitude. It was just like, man, I already told you before, man. You done asked me a bunch of times. I'm not trying to get tatted, dog. Like, for real, man. And I was just like, damn, like, that shit hurt my feelings. Like, I felt real bad, dude. I swear to God, I fucking hated him after that. I stopped listening to his music, said, fuck Snap, all this. But man, it's hard to, you know, to not listen to him, man, because he's so motivating, man. He's so positive in his rap, man, and this, you know, I just kind of push that shit to the side, man. So
Yeah.
that's where I get my groove, man. I'll listen to Slim Thug, man. Yeah, one of my favorite artists, Slim Thug.
Have you worked on any Houston artists?
Oh yeah, yeah. I worked on Riff Raff. Riff Raff. Let me see here. Let me think. I think Riff Raff was the second. No, my bad. I tattooed Pancho Villa. Was it Pancho Villa?
Pancho V, yeah. Salt to water.
Yeah. When he used to come to the shop in Southeast, he had just got out of prison when I met him. I remember this vividly because he came all with the abs and shit. He had the shit shaved off. He looked swollen a bitch because I remember him when he was with Salty Water and he was doing his thing. He was a little chunky, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, he was just fresh out of prison. I met him and I met fucking what's his name, man? Damn, I forgot. Well, I met him through a friend of mine, and we ended up doing pull-ups together. But I did meet him there at the shop. I tattooed Riff Raff. I also tattooed Wino. Man, let me see, man. I think that's it, man. Man, my brain is kind of trying to think right now. But yeah, I tattooed them as far as them being rappers in Houston. I also tattooed Wicked Cricket. Wicked Cricket was the first Houston rapper, actor, person that I met and tattooed. I did Poltergeist, the Pinhead.
Yeah.
Is it Poltergeist? I think it was Hellraiser. I did Pinhead on him, and I also did a Roadrunner. I think he had it on his neck. Yeah, I tattooed him. Yeah, man. R.I.P. to him, man. R.I.P. Wicked Cricket, man. Cricket was real fucking cool, solid dude, man. Real solid dude, man. That dude, yeah, real nice and friendly guy, man.
So for anybody that wants to get tatted, man, where can people find you and check out your work?
I have an Instagram. My Instagram is TatsByFifty. So it's TatsByFifty. You can find that on Instagram, on IG. Now the tattoo shop is located on 620 Murphy Road. And if anyone is looking to book an appointment, please call me on my cell phone. My cell phone number is 832-918-1615.
Cool. And so you got you take walk-ins or is appointment only?
Appointment only. Yeah, I only go by appointments. The only walk-ins I'll take is for piercings. I just require that you call me an hour ahead.
Cool. And we appreciate you letting us stop by and check out your work, bro. Any last minute shout outs you want to give to anybody?
Let me give a shout out to my wife, HCX2 Candy, man. You know, they always say, you know, you gotta have that strong woman behind you, man. That woman is one of the strongest women I know. Much respect, much love to her. And, you know, hopefully her business gets pushed out, man. But y'all can find her on Instagram as well, HCX2 Candy.
Alright, shit. Once again, TatsByFifty, we appreciate you, bro.
He mad 'cause we banging his hoe. Don't mention my name no more. All of my killers on go, and we gon'. Yeah, I pull up a gang in this hoe. He mad 'cause we banging his hoe. Don't mention my name no more. All of my killers on go, and we gon'. Hey, my bro finna hang out the window and wear around the stick like he finna do magic. I'm not finna cut on these hoes 'cause 9 out of 10 I done already had it. If you ever see me